Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Ron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. And we're actually back this time. I am back home. I made it home last night. What a fun trip, man. But we haven't streamed in a week, so sorry about that. We will be on tonight. But in the meantime, the Legends, the World Warships Legends official YouTube page, run by Mr. Robin and a few others, has actually dropped the campaign teaser. We knew it was going to be a destroyer, but now it is confirmed, the Z-44, which is a little bit different. It was a hybrid ship, and we will be going over the PC stats, but just keep in mind, those probably will change. Robin put in a few things on the video here, but regardless of that, it looks like it's going to be a fun ship. A mid-tier potential torpedo type boat. But yeah, that is the trailer. So make sure you guys go over there, give that video a like. Robin does a good job with the edits. I wish I had access to the media tools he does, but maybe in another couple of years there. So anyway, let's look at the Z-44 here, a German special premium tier 9. Now we know that it's going to be a tier 8 in our game, so just keep that in mind. The Type 1936B class destroyer was a modification of the preceding Type 36A, which retained the same hull design but reverted to the lighter 5-inch main gun armament, which I think is better, personally, on the Germans. We know that the Z-23, once you get that gun upgrade, I think it adds a turret and changes your caliber, but the slower reload, while you can hit harder and, potentially Citadel some cruisers, it's just not as effective as the Elbing, with that nasty AP. And I think the Z-23 is actually one of the most power-crept destroyers in the game. When it first came out, that Hydro was so strong, but now we have ships like the Friesland and the Loyang, which can kind of counter Hydro U. And while the Loyang, of course, is not a gunboat that can necessarily outgun the Z, it has pretty much everything working for it in its favor. Plus it's got a better hydro. So, but regardless, here the Z-44 has the 128s there. Now, something about the 128s of the German is you get your quarter pin or the 1/4 pin. So you should be able to pin 32 millimeters of armor, if I'm not mistaken on that. I know one of my warship experts is going to comment and confirm that. We'll try and pin that for you guys. But regardless, here it looks like you're going to have 4.2 second reload time, which is actually not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. Hopefully we can get that down a little bit more. But I don't think speccing full guns into this would be the play. Now it says out conceal on the graphic here, for the video, but I don't know about that either. It has 19,400 health from the PC, and it has some decent torpedoes, a 12-kilometer range, which is a little unique to the Germans. It looks like it has a little less damage. 64 knot speed is pretty typical, and an 85-second reload time. So like I said, this is probably going to be more of a torpedo-type boat, but we shall see. Of course, with Blue Fiora, you can almost half your torpedo reload there, 40%, whatever it is. I don't run Blue that often, but of course, at the consequence of the trade-off is you do significantly less damage. Now your propulsion here is 36.5 knots, so pretty fast. And yeah, let's go to the pros and cons. You can read this whole thing. I'll try and link this down, below, but I'm just kind of getting back home and getting situated. It's always nice to clean before you leave for a trip, and I didn't do that this time. So, gotta fix up some things. But here are the pros. Excellent torpedo reload speed as low as 65 seconds. Now, of course, that is on PC. We could probably get it lower on Legends. The Commanders is what really makes Legends, which I think Wargaming has figured out, thanks to Hipper, that if you really want a full max of something, you just have to spend a casual $30,000 to get them all upgraded. But 12-kilometer torpedo range is the highest of Tier 9 destroyers. I don't know if that'll be Tier 8. I think the small end has 13.5, which is, of course, different for PC. But quintuple launchers allow for high volume. The Summers would like a word with you, or the Sumner, I'm sorry. 32 millimeter penetration, so if it is the same as it is on PC, then yes, you will be able to brutally abuse battleship mains who just want to sit there. Now, what is the gun range? Probably like 10 something. Where is it? Oh, okay, 11.11 maxed out. So you will get some decent utility out of this. Now, speaking of utility, if you notice it's not here, you do not have your Hydro, according to the PC wiki here, and I doubt they would, bring it in. That would just make this thing way too strong. But regardless of that, it has strong, short range anti-aircraft guns with continuous damage. That's not I like I've said before, AA is something. If you have it, it's nice. But if you get focused by a carrier, especially at legendary tier, if this thing faces them, just just be prepared. Now we do. I actually had a video in the Rune the other night where we got focused the entire time as our team lemminged to one side, and we actually, I'm pretty sure as a result of that, we ended up winning the game. Due to our efforts. So if you can dodge the carrier, but it just creates for a frustrating experience. We all know that carriers, while they have a place in Legends, I just don't enjoy them in matches. It removes a ship. Anyway, that's a whole other rant video. Cons: poor damage per minute for both HE and AP. The 4-second reload we said was a little bit slow. Poor firing angles. Yeah, those Germans don't have the best front forward firing angles. But anyway, they make the guns somewhat uncomfortable to use. German smoke generator with some of the lowest bloom times and uptimes. I don't know what that means. What's up, dog? Or what's up, dog? Yeah, what is that joke? Torpedoes have low damage and flood chances. I always we talked about, of course, the hitting different parts of a ship, and on a cruiser versus a battleship versus a destroyer can affect that flood percentage. But I've always wondered if it's damage based. Completely lacks mid and long range AA. So just like we talked about, that the long range AA I've been told is what you really want to focus on, because that does the most damage. Obviously, when the planes are kind of moving in. Now, continuous at all ranges would be ideal, but the long range is really kind of what makes the best AA. I don't know. I've also been told that the AA numbers don't mean anything. It's just so confusing. And there's so many layers to this game. I was actually talking to a few people just about explaining this game, and it's like, yeah, you can learn the game, the classes, and then you get into the armor angling, the penetration values. This is a very complex game, so sometimes when your team just potatoes early, it's like when someone says something, it's like, well, I hate when destroyers are invisible. It's like, dude, you don't even understand the core of the game, much less the higher variables. So I don't know. That's just to me why some days I just go out and I get big damage number and Battleship go boom. But yeah, that is the Z-44, everyone. Like I said, I'll try and link this wiki page. I am very behind right now, so we will be on stream tonight, but I've got to get videos. I just need to sit down for like an entire 24 hours and do like 80 videos. But then information like this pops up, and yeah. But there it is. We still have yet to learn the Battleship, I believe, but I really, really hope Wargaming gives me the ships day one, the legendary ships, and of course we will be doing the Z-44 first look video day one. But yeah, that is the video, guys. I'm excited for this. I know the Battleship mains are going to be crying, and I don't like when there's 5 destroyer matches. But guys, we need. What makes this game so boring in the amount of conspiracy theory is because it's all battleships, right? Even when we do count-ins and training rooms, everyone chooses a battleship. And I know that battleships were the strongest, obviously, during the World War II era, and they are absolutely fun to play, especially, when you get that huge Alpha Strike. And like we just said, big guns go boom. But there is more to this game than just sitting in one square, lobbing shells at 20 kilometers. Of course, that's fun. I've been playing battleships a lot more. We just had that pretty gnarly Montana replay. And we've got a lot more coming, but I like that this campaign was a destroyer. I wish they would add some, cruisers that, something like the Petro, I think should have been legendary tier. But regardless of that, on the topic of the Petro, it's a ship that fits well into the game for those who have skill. And, it's not an overpowered ship. And what I'm trying to say is, I don't think this will be an overpowered destroyer or ship, but it will be up to the discretion of the user to make it a good ship, which is basically what we're going to be getting from campaigns from now on. After something like the Mines or the Wichita or the John Bart, we haven't had an overpowered campaign, I think, in over probably 2 years. I can't remember the last OP campaign, and that's because everyone makes, myself included, 18 clickbait videos of, oh my gosh, the ship is so OP, all Wargaming, they're going to nerf it. And it's like, we are putting these things upon ourselves. So Wargaming is treading a very fine line. And I think they do a decent overall job, with the exceptions of something like the Colbert and even the Worcester or the Worcester, however my Brits want to say it. But yeah, anyway, that's, again, I'm just rambling here. Thank you for watching a video that should have been, 4 minutes longer than it needed to be. Anyway, I love you guys. I will try and link the Discord as well. Hop in there. It's going to be a great time. And again, stream tonight. I'm out. Peace.